Hello everyone. So today I wanted to take some time to do a different type of video than what I normally do on my channel. For those of you that have been following me since the beginning, I opened up my channel in 2016 and it was quite a bit of a slow progression of growing and finding my audience and finding, being new to YouTube. YouTube has evolved so much, and there's been so many channels and colleagues and people that I admire on YouTube as well. So I wanted to take some time today to just give you many things, since we are in the Thanksgiving holiday and the holiday spirit, to really just take some time, to sit here behind the camera and just open up to you all and express how grateful I am to each and every one of you that are on my channel and that constantly support me by looking at my videos. It's not about the likes, it's not about when I first started on of my channel, I started doing a lot of spiritual development videos, not knowing if people were going to be receptive to them, what kind of experience I was going to receive, or what kind of things I was going to encounter being on YouTube. So I took a chance, but I felt like, first of all, being a male in the spiritual community is, and coming out as a psychic medium and just being, out in the open. A lot of people will say that the spiritual community is, predominantly a female ruled community, or the primary, gender that you see, like, behind psychics and mediums are females. But I really feel like it's it's equal and it's growing, and there's a lot of males out there that hopefully I feel like maybe I have influenced in a positive way for them to come out themselves and fully be themselves and be authentic, and step into their power and not be ashamed of who they are, and using their abilities to for the greater good, and using this platform. My whole concept behind this YouTube channel was to use it as a platform to really help guide people who are starting off on their spiritual journey, and also maybe people who are colleagues or people who are professionals out there that have been doing this for years. The whole thing that I've learned about spirituality is that it's a continual process of learning. We never stop learning at all. We're always growing. So there's things that I know that I tend to learn as I go along. I can't sit here and say that I know every single thing that there is to know about spirituality, because it's impossible. As we grow, I like to share a lot of the things that I'm doing. So my channel evolved from just spiritual development videos to eventually doing horoscopes. Prior to this, to YouTube, I was doing daily horoscopes on my Facebook page, which I still do, and then I decided to, have this idea. I kept seeing other people as well, doing their horoscopes, intuitive readings, on YouTube. So I said to myself, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that as well. So instead of doing, just weekly, I decided to do monthly. And then this year I will be doing the yearly. Instead of doing them in written format, I will be doing the yearly, horoscope forecast for the whole year on a YouTube video format. So those are the things that are looking for, and when I reflect back on this year, 2016, I've seen those memes. I don't know if you've seen those memes out there, how some people say 2006 made me or changed me and 2017 broke me. When I was looking at those memes, I kind of laughed a little bit. I really feel like 2017 could have broken me in many ways, because that was when the hurricane happened, Hurricane Harvey. For those of you that are my subscribers and are not familiar, I am from Texas. So we were impacted by Hurricane Harvey. This was a catastrophic storm. It was a Category 4, but by the time it hit landfall, it did downgrade to a Category 3. But we still had Category 4 winds. We were in the eye of the storm, and it caused a destruction to our house. So I was homeless for 2 months, and this whole time, my life was going through a transformation. And I didn't really know if I was going to even be able to continue doing my YouTube channel. But then something in me kept saying, it's not fair to my audience, it's not fair to my fans, it's not fair to me, this vow that I've taken, this oath, to be a spiritual worker and just help people, you know, throughout the world through this YouTube, because it's not just people here in the USA. I am from the USA, but there's people from the UK, there's people from, you know, from Britain, London, there's from Ireland, I have people in Australia, I have, you know, supporters from Asia, from the Middle East, South America. So there's people that are tuning into this YouTube channel from all corners of the earth, you know, and I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you. A lot of you that, you know, followed me back then, you know, would have followed that journey, and you know that I came out of it. And one of the things that I found, you know, is just being grateful for every single blessing, and just keeping this unwavering faith would get me through everything that I've gotten through up until this point. So, you know, I don't like to get emotional in my videos, but it was quite a journey. And for those of you that are subscribers and don't know, this is actually my second time being homeless. In 1998, we also lost our home as well, due to a natural flood. Basically, our river gates, the levees, they broke, and so the river, we were in a low-lying area, maybe about a mile away from the river, and that kind of caused a lot of you know, a lot of that water from the river to inundate areas. So it was almost like Katrina, what happened in Louisiana and New Orleans. You know, that's exactly what happened where I live. So yeah, it's been quite a bit of a journey, but I'm so grateful. 2018, I feel, was like the year of ultimate transformation and making me realize what I deserve, and what you know, it gave me a glimpse of, you know, what is to come in 2019 and the timelines ahead. So I'm very grateful. I'm fairly blessed to be doing this. You know, 2018, it was the first time, you know, how it happened was that someone saw my predictions in Australia, and I don't know if it was, you know, how it happened, but it made it on this this magazine that's called That's Life magazine for Australia, and it's a fairly popular magazine. I would say it's kind of like maybe like People magazine here in the USA, but it's a fairly popular publication, and I didn't know that they had published my predictions without my consent, because all of my material is copyrighted. But they took it off of my website, obviously. And, you know, I kind of, you know, at first was a little taken aback by it, but I knew it was kind of a blessing. So I ended up speaking to the editor of the magazine and letting them know the situation. She was very great, and I'm very grateful to her. And she, you know, her as well as the editor, the girl that was responsible for writing the article that ended up being published, that actually was published twice, in a matter of weeks apart, in Australia. And February 4th was the edition that came out of 2018. I was published, and there was like a full page basically talking about angels and me talking to angels and what I know about them. And so I felt very blessed to be published at a very young age. It's something that, you know, I'm not that young, I'm 36 years old, but it's something that, you know, you don't typically see a lot, you know, with younger people, younger generations. You know, usually it's like someone that is a celebrity that is, you know, been well known, you know, seasoned and vetted, you know, in the industry, that gets to be there. So I feel very blessed for that. And then you know, there's just other things, you know, people that I've encountered and met online and developed these friendships. You know, I'm just so blessed for everyone. And then, you know, all the clients that I have, the clientele base, and then my YouTube channel, it grew when I started doing celebrity readings. I didn't even know that other people were doing celebrity readings at first on YouTube until after I did a couple of videos myself, and I had the idea, you know, let me go ahead and do the celebrity readings. And so I decided to do that on this channel, not knowing, you know, how it was going to impact. But obviously there was a lot of people, a lot of you out there that really like the videos and appreciate it, and that warms my heart. That gives me the ultimate satisfaction of knowing that I'm making a difference and kind of giving you a glimpse into my world and how I do my psychic readings, and how, you know, how you can relate to them and how it applies. You know, when I do my private readings as well as my celebrity readings, I always give you what Spirit wants the public to know the most, but I always hold back on private things, or things, you know, that are very much personal that I feel like, shouldn't be shared with the public. And a lot of people are like, well, you're doing a disservice by not sharing it. But, you have to understand, a lot of the things that I do share are just snippets of a person's, of the celebrity that I'm reading. I do respect all of my celebrities out there that I do the readings. And I've had people, that are light workers and whatnot question me in the community, come to my channel, and they're like, it's not ethical for you to be doing celebrity readings on celebrities who are not asking you for doing a reading. But you have to understand a little bit that celebrities are in that position because they want to be in that position of, fame. That is their job, and they know to a certain extent that the media, the media doesn't ask them for permission when they are publishing things. The media doesn't ask them for consent when they take photographs, or the paparazzi. So, when I do my readings, I never do it with the intention to cause any kind of harm or to expose something on them to hurt them in any kind of way. I do respect them and their life. The reason that I chose to do a lot of the celebrity readings on here was because I wanted, first of all, so that you could see, a lot of you could see, because I do have some celebrity friends in Hollywood as well, but I wanted you to see that people, celebrities are everyday human beings. They're just like you and I. They're no different. Just because they have a title and they may have some money and some levels of success, and they're published, at the end of the day, they bleed like us, they breathe like us, they're human beings. And I feel like the messages behind, since our lives are always scrutinized by the media, and everything that you see on TV is usually taken out of context or proportion, and it's usually portraying them in a negative manner, because negative or controversial tabloids sell, and that's all it is for them. So I wanted to kind of use this opportunity to really give the tea, give the the dish the dirt, the real, not the dirt, but the real truth, of who they are. And a lot of these celebrities are beautiful people, beautiful individuals with beautiful souls that have, just ordinary lives, and they've come to Earth with a public mission to help people here on Earth, and really just, impact people. And a lot of people look up to these celebrities. So I'm very grateful to all of you that do understand where I'm coming from a place of love. For those of you that don't understand, where I'm coming from, you don't have to view my videos. Why even come to my channel if you're going to spread negativity, or you're just not wanting to, or you're just wanting to criticize? I've had people this year, not to focus on the negative in this video, but I've had people, I published like the December 2018 monthly horoscopes. We're not even in December yet. We're still in November, and someone just disliked my video, either because they didn't like or resonate their horoscope. A lot of people take things personally, and you have to understand, a lot of the horoscopes that I do, they're not going to always be some horoscope that applies to you, because there's no way that I could write one horoscope or publish one horoscope that fits every single person for us, a particular sign. Like, for example, I'm a Gemini. I can't write a Gemini horoscope, and it's going to apply to every Gemini out there. That's impossible. That is unrealistic, because everybody is living a different life. There's different, life paths, different circumstances behind, who they are. And so these are more general in nature. They're not like a private reading, where I sit down, focus on your energy and your soul, and tell you exactly what I see. This is more general to kind of help you. And I write my daily ones, and I do it for y'all. I do it, so a lot of you that haven't gone to my Facebook page, and it's on Facebook, just look up Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and then like my page, so that way you can follow it and check out the daily horoscopes when I do them. I do all of this for you all, and I've branched out to using my platform, not just to, because I do private readings and I charge for them, but I also believe in the principle of giving back. And I think I've spoken about this on this channel for quite some time, before. But I do use my platform to give back to the community, to the spiritual community, to you, the viewers. That is why I came up with the Tea with Spirit show. And I'm so grateful for the positive reviews, for the just the energy behind it. It's coming from a lovely place. For those of you that haven't checked out my Tea with Spirit show, it is on season 1. We're in season 1 right now, and essentially what it is, it's a show where it's like you know, if you've ever looked at the newspapers, I don't know if people still look at newspapers, but you know, I do. Like Dear Abby, it was a columnist that is still out there, and it's still being published. And basically, it's a female, and she gives advice to people who write into her, and that's kind of like, I wanted to do the spiritual version of that, because I've always been a big fan of Dear Abby. And I thought it would be a great idea to, you know, come up with my own show. And that's the whole thing about being a YouTuber, is bringing new content and changing up things and not doing the same thing, you know, creative content. That's what I call myself, like a creative content, creative content person, you know, creator that is constantly creating. And that's how I thrive as a Gemini myself. I always have to be stimulated by change, and you know, I'm adaptable, but when I start getting in a routine and it starts becoming mundane for me, I need to change it up, and I need to, you know, do different things, and that kind of makes me happy, and it, you know, it gives me a drive, and I never like to start one thing without finishing it. So that's kind of, you know, for those of you that are Geminis out there that would be listening to this, you know, as a fellow Gemini, that sometimes we start things and we don't finish them because our mind is going 100 miles per hour. But I'm quite the, you know, quite grounded and a little different than your typical Gemini. And I think that's because my rising sign and my moon sign is both Cancer, which is, you know, a water sign, and they're very grounded in many ways, very led by their emotions. But I've tried to, you know, get to the point where I'm not ruled by my emotions so much, whereas I, you know, kind of control that. But the Tea with Spirit show, for those of you that haven't, you know, that are listening to this video today, or, you know, tomorrow during the weekend, you know, since it is Thanksgiving holiday, if you have any downtime, check that out on my channel. Binge watch all of my videos. You'll be so surprised. A lot of the celebrity predictions that I've made, you know, that I've done, you know, a lot of these have come to fruition. I've had some beautiful subscribers that have taken the time to come back to one of my videos and say, like, you know, Raymond, this, and this that you said in the video has come to pass. And that is like validation for me. That makes me feel like, you know, wow, I do have some loyal support, loyal fans that are coming to my video and giving me that feedback. So again, it's something to be very, very grateful for. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. And I didn't want to do a video like this, you know, just babble and ramble on. But, you know, I feel like I owe it to you, to my audience, to my core audience and supporters on YouTube, that share my channel, that watch my videos, that are very loyal to me. Thank you. And for all of my haters out there that are listening to this video and are looking at it and just, you know, I'm sending you love and angel hugs, and I hope that you find it in your heart to heal whatever is unhealed, or whatever I trigger in you. It's obviously something that is unhealed in yourself, and so you know, I extend an olive branch to you, and hope that you know, find it in your heart to forgive yourself for whatever is causing, you know, you to come to my video and spread hate. Because I have a lot of haters out there, believe it or not, especially with the celebrity videos, and they'll come on and they're like, you know, well, this is all in the media. And they're like Poindexters and trolls, just, you know, coming to the video to spread negativity. And they're like, you know, well, this is all things that you can find on online. And it's like, you know, who has time? I'm a very, very busy businessman, and I consider myself an entrepreneur, and I have a lot of my time and my day. A lot of people don't know that what I do sometimes is 12-hour shifts. If it would be equivalent to, you know, like a regular, you know, job out there, you know, out of the office, and I was working, you know, in some kind of production company or something. I don't have someone who manages my content. I do all of the bookkeeping. I do all of the scheduling. I've had people come onto my page and say, you know, well, so-and-so answered me, and it must have been somebody else that answered for. No, I do all of my scheduling, all of my bookkeeping. I do all of the editing for my videos. I do all of the marketing. I do everything. This is a one-man show. I'm the one that's doing everything. And I think a lot of people, a lot of famous psychics and professionals out there, you know, other professionals have, you know, managers. They have agents. They have people who are their publicists and do things for them. I don't have that. You know, I'm growing slowly, but I'm doing everything myself. So sometimes, you know, I'm stuck behind my computer, behind my laptop, and I'm, you know, working 12 hours a day and doing readings. And a lot of people just think, oh, well, you know, he does email readings and he does chat readings, and, you know, but you really don't know what goes on behind the scenes, you know. And I think that's something that I wanted to use this video as well as kind of like, you know, to explain and elaborate that. So a lot of you would know, you know, the hours that it comes in. You know, recently I was part of a situation, which I will not name the person, but this person went onto my Facebook page and stole my my daily horoscopes, and they were in a private Facebook psychic group, and they took my horoscopes and they published them as their horoscopes without giving me any kind of credit on my my horoscopes that I write. And I found out, thankfully, by someone that was a member of the group that, you know, came to me and let me know what was going on. And, you know, this is what I'm talking about. Loyal people who recognize your content, that they've been following for years. They know the hard work that you put into. And I was just so grateful, you know, in that moment that that person came to me and let me know. And I had to confront the person that was, you know, infringing on my copyright. Because all of my content, even on my Facebook page, you know, the horoscopes themselves, that is copyrighted. And I even put the copyright symbol by it. I take time every single day, every week, to write these horoscopes, and they're not, you know, somebody else. I don't have a ghostwriter writing any of my content for me. You know, it would be a nice idea, you know, to have somebody to do that for you, ideally. But you know, if you have somebody doing that, how authentic are you? You know, being to yourself and to your fans and to your public. It's not being authentic, because it's not coming from you, it's coming from someone else. So like I said, everything that I do, you know, and it was a big blow to me that somebody would be doing that. And, you know, I wanted, you know, I could have easily been like someone that says, you know what, just, I'm not going to do any more horoscopes. But I still do them because I know that a lot of you out there love the horoscopes, the daily horoscopes. And it's something that, you know, I take joy in doing them myself for y'all. So yeah, you know, this is the things that I never come on camera and talk about. These are the things that, you know, that I always usually keep to myself, or, you know, if I do discuss them on my Facebook page or any other forum, you know, my personal private Facebook page, it's for that particular reason. But, you know, I have a lot of good, exciting projects coming up. I recently was part of the Ted Huff show, and Ted is just an amazing person. If you haven't checked his website, go to tedhuff.com. Shout out to Ted. And then he's interviewing a lot of people who have been on a path to becoming successful, and what, you know, what roadblocks they have encountered. And definitely is a great individual. He interviewed me, and he was so kind to do that. I was the second episode in one of the most viewed episodes that he has had on his channel, which that probably has changed by now. So he has some interesting guests coming on. So, but be sure to check out his subscribe to his website. Check out his Facebook page. It's at his Instagram handles at Ted Huff, and then yeah, that was a great moment. Then my friend Pamela Williams, shout out to Pam, she also had me on her podcast as well. Was very, you know, that was the first podcast that I actually had done. My camera cut off, so I had to come back on it because it can only record for 30 minutes at a time. I have a Canon G7X Mark II, so it's a great camera for blogging and vlogging my YouTube videos and whatnot, but I had to restart it. So this is the second part of the video, and I promise I'm almost done here. But yeah, Pamela Williams, shout out to her. She is my bestie, and just a great individual, cancer survivor, and also is following more of a, you know, a spiritual path as well. And I'm very excited to see her grow. And so there's a lot of people, you know, on Instagram. I also use my Instagram highly to promote other colleagues, other readers. You know, there's a lot of people that I've befriended, and I'm that person that, wants to uplift my brothers and sisters. I don't want to see anyone, you know, fail, and I don't want to see any. I'm not the type of person to sit here and just be like, you know, well, I want to be the most successful, and so I'm not going to help other people. Because when I embarked on this, especially on Instagram, there was a lot of people that I had admired, you know, and I looked up to their daily content and stuff. And I remember one time I had an interaction asking someone, you know, how they published something, or, you know, what tool they used, what app they used to to do their content. It was a free app, but they couldn't, you know, they told me basically in a very ugly way that they couldn't share that with me, and then proceeded to unfriend me. And they have a huge following till this day. And again, they shall remain nameless. But you know, the fact is that I do believe in working together. In the round table of spirituality, no one sits at the head of the table, and that's just the way the ball bounces. So you know, I wanted to end this video, for those of you that are listening to it, to just let you know that I am running a Black Friday special. Those of you that have been wanting a reading from me, you know, you've maybe looked at my celebrity readings. I am running a Black Friday special. I'm giving 30% off of all of my psychic readings. The sale begins tonight at midnight on November 22nd at midnight, and it runs through Saturday, November 24th. 2018, and you just need to use promo code STARSEED. It doesn't matter how you put it in, if it's all lowercase or with a capital letter. I'm going to fix that so that way however you put in Starseed, that's STARSEED. Basically, if you put in Starseed, you'll get 30% off. You know, this is a perfect time to get a reading for yourself, gift a reading to your family members, even if it's something that, you know, you want to give them for Christmas. At least you bought it already on sale, and all you have to do is just let them know to email me. There is going to probably be a slight delay due to the high volume of reading requests. Usually my turnaround time is anywhere to 3 to 5 business days, or 5 to 10 business days. So there may be like more of like a 7 to 14 business day kind of turnaround time, depending on the volume, but it's first come first serve. So the people that, you know, that pay first, you know, I'm going to be contacting and scheduling with them first and letting them know, and doing kind of down the order. So again, I am expecting to have a huge turnout for my Black Friday sale. Also, for those of you that are not aware, that have tuned into my channel, you know, I talk about this all the time. This is my new book. It's called Starseed Footsteps. It's kind of glossy. Sorry for the glare of the ring light. It is a glossy. It's a hardcover. It's 176 pages long. And this is a book that I wrote, and it was about 2 years it took me to write. It is a very intriguing book. Let me show you the page here, the front page of it. This is my dedication page. I don't know if those of you can see it. But I had the moon and the star. It was very important for me to have those graphics. And I say on the page itself, on the dedication page, I want to dedicate this book to all light workers, psychics, mediums, healers, Reiki masters, and spiritualists out there. Never be afraid to be yourself, and the hardest part of embarking on a spiritual path is to let go of the fear. Be authentically you and celebrate your uniqueness. You are beautiful, love and light always. So again, this book was written for you all that are on a spiritual journey. Basically, it is how I position this is like a 5th dimensional view, 5D view into the world of clairvoyance, mediums, psychics, healers, and basically each chapter is written in a way where it gives you insight into different topics, everything from crystals breaking, you know, what happens after we die, hauntings, angels, demons, you know, and it's a full array of different topics. And if you order it off my website, which is under the shop section, you will get an autographed copy and with a personal message. If you don't want to get an autographed copy of it, you can order it on Amazon.com. It is back in stock. I actually sold out twice on Amazon. Again, very, very grateful and feeling very blessed to each and every one of you that have, you know, bought a copy and supported me on this journey. So, again, Barnes & Noble or Amazon.com. But again, I just want to wish each and every one of you a special Thanksgiving, a happy holiday, you know, going into the holidays. And a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I'll probably do another video closer to Christmas, you know, to wish you, you know, and give you any updates that I have on anything new for my channel. But for the most part, enjoy Black Friday. Be safe out there. Remember, there is no need to fight over an item. If you're going in person, don't, you know, get to the point where, you know, you could hurt your life or, you know, hurt someone just because you want to get a sale. There's always, you know, these are tangible items, but our lives are special. So blessings and love and light. Thank you so much for tuning in.